Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everybody, welcome to the Sefeo podcast, and I'm Ira as the host here. And my special guest today is please welcome guys, Rebecca. Hi Rebecca.
Hi everyone. Hi, my pleasure to be here.
Hi Rebecca, I'm so happy to have you on today. Well, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Okay, so I'm Rebecca. You can call me Becky, easier, right? I'm I'm half Australian, half Indonesian, but spent most of my childhood in Australia, so hence my Australian accent. Hopefully it's not too Australian for everybody, so you can understand me well, okay? And I'm currently living in Jogja, so yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Jogja. Okay, so Rebecca, I will call you Becky, right? Is that okay?
Yes, that is totally fine.
Okay, Becky, and then you can call me Udin.
Okay, Udin. But Udin, isn't that usually like a male's name?
Yeah. Actually, because Ira or Dini or Martini is too beautiful to be my name. That was my friend said. Oh my god.
Too beautiful.
Okay, but it's okay. I love this name. So you just can call me Udin. Okay.
Udin. Okay.
Well,
Udin.
Okay, Becky, welcome to the Sefeo podcast, and you are half Australian, right?
Correct.
Okay, so Becky, we are here to discuss about changing the way you think. Okay. I think I think it's about a growth mindset, positive thinking, or probably about how to be more open-minded and something like that. Okay. Well, I really hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. I appreciate you watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, I'm sorry. Without further ado, this is me, Udin and Becky. Hi, Becky. How are you doing?
I'm great. Udin, thank you so much. Just getting over a really bad case of the flu.
Yeah. You're right, because sometimes rainy and sometimes sunny, and it makes
exactly.
And also, we are still in the pandemic. There are still COVID virus.
Yeah, I know.
There is still COVID virus out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgetting about COVID. Vicky, first of all, thanks a million for doing this. I appreciate you coming out, and I'm excited we are talking it in person.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Okay, I've got some of things that I want to talk about with you. So maybe we start there. Okay, Becky, I'd like to know what you're thinking about changing the way you think. Let me know your thoughts. What's your opinion?
Okay, changing the way you think. Okay, yeah. Interesting question. So what do I think about changing the way you think? Okay, changing the way you think, it could have something to do with being more open-minded, maybe. I honestly think that the way you think, right, you don't actually have to change the way you think, but I think that you have to acknowledge how other people think, you know. For example, if you think one thing or you have a perspective on something, you have to acknowledge that other people may not think the same way as you, right? So you can't be like, oh, well, everything that I think is right, that kind of thing. So you have to be open-minded to what other people think. And also, you have to be open to maybe changing the way you think. Why do I say this? Okay, so I've been in many situations where I guess the situation has pushed me or made me change the way I think, Udin. So many situations. One of them is moving from Australia to Indonesia. Okay. I mean, yeah, that was a huge change. And as probably as you know, the Western way of thinking and the Asian way of thinking is so different, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's totally different.
Totally. That's why I got culture shock when I got here.
I see.
So, like, if I wasn't open-minded, if I wasn't open to maybe changing the way I think, I don't think I would have survived, actually, Udin, moving from, like, a totally different culture. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Sorry, Becky.
Yeah. Oh, no worries. Like, I could talk forever, so.
I'm sorry. Okay. So, what do you know about change the way our think, change the way we think to, change the way that we think to the others when you come to Indonesia? What are you?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay. Well, culture things. I mean, even small things. Okay, Udin. Like in Australia, you don't really know your neighbors. Okay. You don't really know the name of your next door neighbor, what they're doing, that kind of thing. And most of the time you don't really care. Okay. And yeah, we live happily like that. I mean, I liked it. I came here and everybody wanted to know my business and I was like, what?
When you will be married? When will you be graduating?
Oh, God, yeah. Honestly.
How old are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one. How old are you? Yes. Oh, I still hate answering that question, honestly. But yeah, so moving here, and here, like, you have to go to the RT, yeah, they call it here, and you have to tell them that you're new here, and everybody wants to know you, everybody wants to know what you're doing. Okay, at the beginning I was like, no, I don't want to live like this. Okay, like, I didn't want to open my mind. I didn't want to change the way of thinking, my way of thinking. Okay, I didn't. But then slowly I began to adjust. Okay, and I realized that this Asian culture, it's actually not that bad. For example, if we've got a problem, for example, or we need help, here in Indonesia, you just go to your neighbor and everybody will help you. And I think that's so awesome. Like, you don't have to worry that you'll be alone when you're in trouble, that kind of thing. And here, people will just come and help, not hoping for anything in return. And I think that's cool. And finally, I was able to accept that difference and realize, oh, okay, so actually, it's kind of good. And actually, the way I used to live in Australia, it kind of sucks. Sorry. People not wanting to help one another. I mean, this isn't everywhere, but in big cities like Sydney, it's often the case. And moving here and finally being able to change my way of thinking, being more open-minded about the culture here. That's my example of why you need to be open-minded, why you need to be able to change the way you think, okay? So not always thinking that, no, I'm correct, the way I live is the best way of living, the way I teach, for example, is the best way of teaching, the way I bring up my kids is the best way of bringing up my kids. There's always something else you can learn, okay? That's my opinion. I mean, life is like a never-ending journey. I mean, we learn, we keep learning every day, right?
Yeah. You're right. It's a lifetime learning, right?
Correct, exactly.
So, Becky, do you think when we change our thought, it will change our personality as well? Is it right?
I really do think so, actually. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but I used to be such a stingy person. Honestly, when I look back on it, I know, I mean, seriously. But this is like my Western upbringing, Udin. Like, people, ask for money. Oh, come on. I mean, my first day at school in Indonesia, and one of the people came up to me and asked for money. I'm like, what? Nobody in my whole life in Australia had ever come up to me and asked for money. Ever. Okay. And that happened to me on my first day at school. Okay. So I was like, yeah, okay, but you better pay me back. That kind of thing, yeah? And living in Indonesia, it's changed the way I think about this. Okay, I'm not so stingy anymore. I think about it as helping other people, and I realize that, in Indonesia, the difference between rich and poor is so huge, right, Udin?
Yeah, you're right.
It's quite different to Australia, and so, like, in the end, I mean, now I think of it as, look, there are so many people suffering. I could give them like a few thousand rupiah just to help them like eat or something like that or whatever. But no, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't. But no, dear. And I'd be like, work. You look healthy, work.
Or maybe, maybe when you were in Australia, maybe. Even just your neighbors say hi, then you will say like, who are you? Like that. Becky, why you laugh?
Yeah. Most of the time I didn't know my neighbors. Okay, like, maybe I might know my next door neighbor who's been living there for a couple of years, maybe. But people who've just moved in or been there for a few months, no way, I wouldn't know who they are at all. If they came up to me and say, hey, I'd be like, who the hell are you?
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. So I never think about it. Mashallah, I'm speechless. Wow.
I'm pretty speechless myself, thinking about myself. What an idiot I was before.
I don't say it.
Yeah, but alhamdulillah, right? Hopefully I'm better than that now.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, mashallah. So when you come to Indonesia, you meet new peoples, and then you get their get the way their thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you be respecting what they think, is it?
Depending, Udin, depending. Okay, so I'm sorry to say, but a lot of people when I first arrived, thought I was really, really rich. Okay, really, really rich. Why? Because I have an Australian mother. I just come from Australia, so everybody was asking me for money. Yeah, shocking, actually. And I had to actually try and change their way of thinking. Okay, so this is like when I believe that we think a certain way and I don't want to change the way I think. Okay, like the way I think is that no matter where you're from, Western, Asian, Middle East, or whatever, we're the same, right? We have rich people, we have poor people, we have middle class people, whatever. Okay. But the way Indonesians thought towards me was I was really, really rich. So I had to educate them that no, not all Westerners are rich, and we're just like you. And yeah, that's a case where I did not want to change the way of my way of thinking, but I wanted to change the way Indonesians think, which I think not that bad. I mean, to educate, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Please. No. Enough for me. Please go ahead.
Okay. It's really interesting. Well, may you share to me and all of the listeners of this Sefeo podcast how to change the way you think? How to change the way you think?
Okay, how? Well, that's an interesting question too. How to change the way you think? Open up your mind, okay? Don't feel that you know everything, okay? Be the type of person who is open to change, open to criticism, open to different ways of living, different thoughts. Be a person who is open-minded. And how to do that? Watch things on TV, watch documentaries. Even if you can meet people from other countries, that really, really helps. Oh my God, it helps. Like I've joined quite a few groups where I've met a lot of people from overseas. And an example is I met an American, and we were talking about gun laws in America, right? And my view was always, America's bad, blah, blah, blah. They can't even control their guns, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But then he talked to me about it, and wow, it changed the way I think. Really. Yeah. I was like, I never thought of it that way. Getting somebody else's perspective on something, it really helps to change the way you think about something. Really. So I would advise people to go out there, meet new people, watch things from all over the world if possible. Even watch news from all over the world. That's really important. And one of the main things is get to know people. I think, that technology nowadays, you can meet people from all over the world, and it really helps to broaden your horizons.
Yes, meet new people and go to a new place.
Yes.
See the other place, right?
Yep, exactly. Even if you can't go to another country, for example, or you can't go to another city in Indonesia, chat with people. Even like I'm in Jogja. In Yogyakarta, there are so many foreigners here. Okay, there are so many foreigners, and also many people from all over Indonesia. Be brave. Go up to them. Ask them things. Ask questions. go out of your box and find something new, you know? Meet new people. That's my advice.
Okay. Okay, I will do it. I will go to the new place to get a new experience.
Okay. You should. You should
my dream.
really.
In my dream. No, sorry,
Okay.
Becky, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's really helpful. Maybe I will go to a new place. So maybe next time when the COVID is over and when the pandemic is over. But and you're right, Vicky. Whenever I watch the documentaries, film, or video. Yeah, you're right. It will open my mind. You're right. So I can change the way I think. For example, when I watch the what is that? Mata Najwa or podcast, and then she interviews the poor people or the corruptor or something like that. It makes me change my mind, change my thought. So like that. Too much. Well,
yes. You are so right, mashallah. Yeah, you are so right. You know, even for things like, you know, thinking about ourselves, oh, poor me, my life is so difficult, this is so hard. And then you watch something on TV like Mata Najwa or Kick Andy or something like that. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so lucky. I should be more thankful. Right. You see?
Yeah, you're right. And I have the experience. I when I go to at the first time, I go to. I'm sorry. Why am I so nervous to talk with you?
Oh, don't be.
I'm sorry, Vicky.
No worries.
Okay. One day, I go to the orphanage. Okay, I go to the orphanage, and then it's a charity programs from my company, from my office. So I go to the orphanage, and I give them small class about English class. It's just all English class, and when I see their eyes, oh my God! I mean the orphans. When I see their eyes, it makes me feels like, oh my God, I'm so lucky to be me.
Yeah, mashallah.
Yeah, they are still young. They are kids, and they have to struggle with their life in the orphanage with the limited foods, limited money. So, yeah, and so I'm so grateful to be me.
Yeah.
And
I totally understand. Yeah,
you're right that when we see the others, situation, we will change our thoughts. So we change the way the way we think by seeing the others. Right?
Yeah. So true. Yes.
Okay, Becky. So, do you think? Is it possible to change the way you think? Is it possible?
Of course it is. As long as you have an open mind, and an open heart, I believe it's possible. I mean, I did it. I was somebody who, I guess, like I said to you, sometimes I mean, honestly, I used to be somebody who thought, okay, the way I think is right. Okay, coming from a Western country, the way I think is right, the way they think here is wrong. I used to be a little bit like that. I'm a bit ashamed of that too. But now, no. I think the way I think has changed like 180 degrees. Okay, I used to be somebody who's so stingy, and then I learned, I looked, I talked to people here, I adapted, and slowly, the way I thought, my way of thinking changed. Okay, I became more generous. I hope I'm more generous. I became more friendly also. Like in Sydney, it's a huge city, and you don't really go to people, hi, good morning, blah, blah, blah. Here in Jogja, you pass people, Mongo. Okay, I used to think, what? Why are you so polite? I did. And also, why are you so polite to your parents? They're only parents. Okay, I used to think like that. Okay, but then getting to know the culture, adjusting, opening my mind to differences, and then I was like, oh yeah, what they do here is good, and now I do it too. I teach my kids to respect elders. I teach my kids to be friendly, to be polite. Maybe something that when I first arrived here I wouldn't do, maybe. So yeah, it's totally possible. If you have an open mind and an open heart, you can totally change your way of thinking.
Okay, Becky. Becky, it's really nice to talk with you, but we have a limited time.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, Becky, many thanks for your time. I know you're so busy, but you still have time to share your thoughts with Sefeo podcast listeners.
No worries. I mean, like, I love doing this kind of thing. You can tell, like, I'm a real chatterbox, so.
Yeah. Couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, mashallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Becky, and see you, Becky. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. See you, Becky.
You're welcome. See you too, Udin. Stay healthy, stay safe.
You too. Yeah. Stay healthy.
Thank
Stay happy. Stay happy. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Bye. Bye, Becky.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. And thank you guys for listening this podcast. So changing the way you think means changing your thoughts from negative thoughts into positive. So it means we should respecting the other, and also we should respecting the other people thing. I hope you guys are able to get the benefits from this podcast. And once again, please hit subscribe button and share to your social media if you think it's good to share. See you again. Stay healthy, stay happy, and keep listening to Sefeo podcast. Bye!